Afternoon, Irishman.
G'day Phil, how you going, mate?
Fantastic, thank you. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you.
Good week?
Awesome.
Well, I did know that you had a tournament to go to.
Yes, I went to that tournament.
Well, in Mount Gambier?
Yeah, I went to Mount Gambier.
Yep.
Had some jobs up there on the way, so wasn't a complete waste of time, but unfortunately Mount Gambier got cancelled due to the COVID issues in Victoria.
Yep.
They had half their field coming from Victoria, so that created an issue for them. They had to cancel it. So they're going to postpone it to a later date, I hear. I haven't actually come up with a date as yet. So I finished all my work and got back here Friday night, all ready to go for the State Masters, Phil.
Well, before we jump onto that, it's a bit scary with Alec, with the COVID-19. That tournament's been cancelled. In June, there's the Australian Billiards in Melbourne, and that's now been cancelled and put back to July.
Yeah.
Which will clash with events here we've got here in Adelaide. But I know, coming into winter and all this planning and everything we've got through, and then bang, all of a sudden.
Well, we seem to think we're all right over here, and everything seems to be going good. But then, you know, obviously Melbourne. I heard the other day they've got 7 million people living in Victoria now. You know, you don't think about it as being that big. It used to be like 4 or 5 million, and Sydney was bigger. But they're just having so many issues over there with, you know, with the cases and that, and of course it affects everyone else one way or another, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know they've got a tournament in Canberra coming up on the long weekend, the King's Cup.
Yep.
Again, there's like 10 big guns going to play in that. There was Jake and Ben Noonan and Steve Jamieson, and now we're wondering if they're going to still be able to get out of there. They're still in the middle of a lockdown.
Yeah.
How long they've been in lockdown, they don't know. They thought it was 7 days. Now their cases are above 40.
Yeah,
and
they're already talking extended.
Yeah, and that was, they were talking that after day one. You know, they're not sure if it's going to be longer or not. So really hope everything goes well over there for you guys. I know that's hard to get out and have a hit. Obviously the rooms are closed or the businesses are closed. If you've got a table, you're a lucky man. Yeah, I just hope everyone gets through it okay, and you know, come through the other side and get back into playing the sport that we love. You know, because it's obviously it's affecting everyone. So it's a bit of a shame. You know, look at the footy straight out of there. They're not going back there. They go put the match on in Sydney, and Crows get beat over there, of course. But there was a team over in Brisbane and said, well, we're not going back there. If we go back there, then we're stuck there and we can't play. So they stopped, didn't even go back there, which is just crazy how it's all changed everything now.
Yeah.
But you know, all we can do is just think positive and hopefully
move forward. And like you said, you've still got to plan your life. You've still got to move forward.
That's right.
And deal with it as it comes.
Well, I'm looking at going to the King's Cup in Canberra. You know, and if things happen, well, then you revise it. But you know, I'm not going to sit at home thinking, oh, I hope I don't catch it.
Yeah.
You know, just got to move on and deal with what happens. So. So yeah, there you go. Just the Victorians, hope everything goes alright for you over there.
And on saying that, Alec, so you, professional pool player, you get one tournament cancelled, and you get to jump into another one.
Well, I didn't jump in. I had to drive back, Phil. But you know, this show is not about me, right? Yeah. It just so happens
that. I'm just saying we had a tournament on the weekend.
Yeah, we had the Masters State Singles event. So that included making the state team.
Yeah. And
the priority was about getting our 6 players for the state team, which we did accomplish. So we had 43 players, which is...
That's amazing, isn't
it? 43 players. You know what that tells us, Phil?
There's a lot of old players.
They're getting older. We're getting older, and we need some juniors coming through, which is always the case, and it's always been the issue that we need more juniors playing our game. But 43 Masters, so we had groups of 10 and 11 on Saturday, 4 groups. Top 4 went through, that put 16 through to Sunday.
Yep.
We had a full round robin. You play 2 frames against every player, a lag for break and then alternate your break, and the top 6 players made the state team.
Yep.
Okay, so and that top 6 players also made it eligible to win the Masters singles.
Yep.
So after all that on the Sunday, Stacey Vine, who you'd expect would be up there, he finished top.
Yeah.
I finished second. Kelvin Lee came third. Barry Reeves a surprise packet. Done a fantastic job. And I did say to you just before, you said he was a surprise packet to make it. And I said, well, I tipped him to do very well because he's playing a very aggressive style of pull.
Yep.
And he potted the balls and had a go, and the results came through. So he ended up coming in fourth. Jason Ahmed, another great player, you know, made the team as well. And JB, Andy Ripley, and Steve Richardson from Bordertown finished equal sixth. So they had a playoff, and JB scraped through in the playoff. There was a best of three playoff, and JB got through on that. So there were some matches played for the singles. Barry Reeves played Jason Ahmed as the fourth and fifth.
Yep.
Barry Reeves beat Jason 3-1. So Kelvin now has to play JB because he finished sixth.
Yep.
And I play the winner of that. So Stacey Vine will play Barry Reeves in one semi-final.
Yep.
And I will play the winner of Kelvin and JB, yet to be determined when and where. They're talking about Sunday the 6th, but I'm not sure what's happening there. So
I'll tell you what, Alec, though, it's a very strong team, isn't it?
well, it's experience, isn't it, with Stacey and JB and there. Kelvin made many state teams.
Well, when you think Stacey's won an Australian title, you've won an Australian title, JB's won an Australian title, Kelvin Lee's made a final of the Australian title.
Yeah. You made Australian teams.
Barry Reeves, been in a state team player before.
Yeah. Jason
Ahmed represented Australia at numerous different Q sports.
Yeah.
It's a very, very strong side.
It is.
And then the players that missed out, like a Peter Kennedy or a Shane Cripps, you know, Australian champions in their own rights, and missing out on that team just shows the depth and strength of South Australia.
Absolutely.
In that bracket.
Yeah. So well done to them players on making that. That's awesome. Again, you know, hopefully all the other states can come up with teams and get through the COVID stuff. And you know, of course, we're all hoping that nationals occur.
Is it in Albury?
It'll be in Albury again, yes, in October.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed. You know, it's a long way off, but who knows?
Yeah.
So we have some details about the black ball that was played a couple of weeks ago. I'll let you go through that, Phil.
I have to read some names out.
Yeah.
I've written down here, Alec. But the two men's sides, which we didn't know, both of them qualified into the finals. Yeah. The main team, or the A team, won their elimination match, but got beaten in the second match. And the B side got through to the they got beaten in the elimination. So both SA teams did make it through to the final. Yeah. One of the teams won one of the final matches. So the main team, or the A team, was Kane Weekly, Philip Nizick, David Lyme, Brody Grantham, and Adam Hartman. That was the A team.
Yep.
Won one match in the final. And the B side, which was Mikey McColden, James Little, Brian Perriton, Jesse Berlin, and Adrian Courtvend.
Yeah.
That was the B side.
Yeah.
And they competed in the doubles as well, which Kane Weekly and Phil Mizik made the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And the good one, I felt the good one in there was Dave Lyne and Brian making the semi-finals.
Yeah.
So they did make some in-ground in the finals and in the doubles. So well done to the SA men's A and B black ball teams.
And don't forget the ladies taking out the title.
We didn't mention
we
that.
did, but it's worth another mention.
Yeah, no, well they did fantastic.
Yeah.
With that. So they held up the SA tradition of doing well at the nationals.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's just an opportunity for them to move forward.
Yeah.
So well done, and we didn't have them that information last week, but well done on them.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So what we got up and coming, or?
Well, we had a couple of finals this week.
Oh yes.
Alex in the snooker. So there was Dave Limrith. He played against Kieran Maguire in the first semi, and Kieran, who hasn't dropped a match all season, he's only dropped 2 frames in one match once.
Wow.
He got Dave 4-1.
Yeah.
So he's booked a spot in the final, and the other match was Derek Hill and Mike Wellens, and there was an upset there. Mike defeated Derek Hill 4-3.
Wow, yeah.
So Mike's won 2 matches in a row, 4-3, one on the pink, one on the black. So Mike and Dave Limerick will play off to go into the grand final.
Right.
So Dave's been a finalist the last 2 years, and Mike Welling never won a match last year, Alex. So a year later and a year's practice, and now he's playing off for getting the grand final.
That's
so,
awesome.
Well done, Mike.
Yeah.
Good luck to you and Dave Limerick this week.
Who's your tip on that one, Phil?
Dave will be too strong for Mike.
Winning form, Phil. He's won 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, but experience, like you spoke about.
Yeah, okay.
Mike's never been in a big final, and Dave's been there the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So I hope it's a good match, and that Mike surprises me and proves me wrong.
Yeah.
But Dave's probably got a little bit too much in the tank.
Yeah.
For
he's got
Mike.
a big tank.
Yeah, he has got a very big tank. Don't tell him. But no, we'll see.
Okay, cool.
So that's the final actions that we've had.
Yeah.
But we do have coming up this weekend the ladies or the women's state snooker title, which entries close on Wednesday. Lyndall's obviously come back from New South Wales, so she's been practicing and she's in a bit of form. Taylor's been in the room practicing, and neither of them were in the semi-finals last year. I know that Sue Martin's playing, defending her title, and Natalie and Charlotte. Natalie was a finalist last year, which was fantastic for her, and Charlotte's improved, so it's going to be a very competitive state snooker title.
Yeah.
But with Lyndall thrown into the mix this year, she's going to make it a little bit tougher for all them players. But yeah, that's happening this coming Saturday, which will be a round robin semi-final, and then the final will be played next Wednesday.
Right. So it's all Saturday and then the final Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's not too much inconvenience for the ladies who want to come and play over here.
Yeah.
So how many runners would you have at the moment, Phil?
Well, the last couple of years we've had 8 runners.
Okay, sure.
So I think right now we're at 8 runners.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So as you know, with snooker, it's a tough sport, and we don't have huge numbers of the ladies playing.
Yeah.
And as you know, it's very hard to put that effort in. Tracy Bell's also in there, Alex, so she's won it 3 times as well. So she's in there. So it might not be a huge field, but it's going to be a very competitive field.
Yeah, for sure.
And I can't tell you who's going to. It's so hard, I couldn't predict who's going to win it. It's a very, very even field.
Yeah.
And whoever plays well on the weekend will come through, and we'll talk about the final next week.
Well, it'll be interesting to see who makes the final. Yeah. Definitely.
But one thing about Sue Martin, Alec, and she's the defending champion. I don't know how much you know Sue, but she is one fierce competitor. Like, she plays bridge. She's an Australian champion at bridge. She's a state champion at snooker, a state champion at billiards. She's still playing 2 nights a week in the billiards. That's more of her passion now than the snooker. But I know that on the weekend she will make life difficult for all them girls. Well, she is the champ, so she will make life hard for all them ladies.
Sure.
She's just got this, like you, this fierce competitive edge to win. Lyndall's got that fierce competitive edge to win. So anyway, it'd be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. No, that's great. Yeah.
But apart from that, that's mainly what we've got happening this week. With the month of June, and you spoke about it as well, we've got lots of events happening. In the snooker, we've got the ladies, obviously the ladies snooker, we've got the ladies 147, we've got the minor snooker. We've also got the Queen's Birthday 6 Red tournament. So in the month of June, we've got like at least 4 events happening, Alec.
Yeah.
So it's all starting to crank up.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome.
And I'm tipping you've got a whole list of events.
Yeah, we've got some coming up. The most notable one was the state singles.
Yep.
Now, everyone that's playing Super League has already paid their registration. It's free entry into the state singles. So This Sunday is the first qualifying day that you can play either this Sunday or Saturday week, which is the 19th, and the finals will be on the 20th. Yep. So it'll be a round robin, best of 3 probably, or best of 5, I'm not sure, depending on numbers.
Yep.
But you'll get your money's worth. So if you want to get in, let us know. We'll be at Empire tonight playing in the Super League, and we've got a lot of matches there tonight, so I'll be going around the room making sure that everyone knows that it's on. But more people the better. So this Sunday is the state singles. The week after, like I said, Canberra is the King's Cup. I don't think there's too many going from Adelaide.
Yep.
But that'll be on, I think ACT have their own streaming channel.
Well, what's the first prize in that, Alec?
I think it's about 6,000.
Wow, that's massive numbers
Yeah.
for ACT, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got some sponsors that have come along and put some money in there.
Yeah.
Again, with the COVID, there's going to be an effect on how many runners come from Victoria. I think there was about 10. I'm guessing 10 or 12. Maybe 14 might not be there. So it's a bit of a shame for them guys. But so that's what's coming up there. Later on in the year, we just between James Georgiadis and Michael Cassiola come up with a 9-ball event, which is going to be our first one. We're looking for it's an invitational event, so 32 players only. It's called the Top Guns 9-ball event, and it's a $600 entry fee. 32 players only. We're looking at over $19,000 in prize money. We've got 25 confirmed players. It'll be a double elimination run over one weekend. It's the second weekend in September. Yep. So there's plenty of time to actually say, well, yes or no, I want to get in, put some time in, practice, Phil, that practice thing, yeah?
Well, man, you'll be impressed to know that I've already entered.
I do know that, Phil, but now you've got to practice.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to get embarrassed.
Yeah, well, so it's going to be an awesome event. That will also be streamed as well. And we'll have a Calcutta for that as well, which will get other players interested in the event and might want to buy a player and maybe take home some dollars.
When I spoke to James and Mikey about who was attending, there's a player on there, Iceman, that these people need to watch out for. And her name's Bean.
Right, Bean Hung, yes.
I did say her name is Bean. She's a female and she is a very, very good player.
Yeah.
And we talk about the men's and ladies. She's probably the one player in Australia that is on par, if not better than most of the male players in the country.
So you wouldn't back yourself against her?
But no.
No? Oh, Phil. What?
No, I played it once.
Did you get her?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Yeah, but she's
a good player.
She is very, very good. I'm just saying, I'm just giving the boys a head up. Just watch out.
What about the man that won the 9-ball event in America?
Over in the UK?
No, in the US.
Is it in America?
Marco. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, you're on about your tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, the US 10-ball champion.
Yeah, wins that, and 2 weeks later, some old bloke at Empire put him out.
Yeah, but he was playing a legend, a living legend, man. As if he was going to beat you on your own table.
Mate, that's the thing. They got to travel. They got to come and play us in Adelaide on the tables. Some people say, oh yeah, they got that advantage, but at the end of the day, it's not like the pockets are tight. Table's a table. They go straight.
That's right.
Bring it on. $600 entry. There's about 5-6 spots left.
Well, I thought that was a bit rich, but
what's rich?
600. 600, yeah.
It is rich, isn't it?
But what I'm saying to you, Iceman, is these players. You got day one, 19 players putting their hand up saying, "Yeah, put me in there."
Yeah, they want to play. Absolutely.
And within a week, you've got 25 runners.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So they're all backing themselves and wanting a piece of that $19,000 pie.
That's right. I think we're looking at about 6,000 first prize.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
I was peer pressured into it.
Well, it's about time. So what else we got? You got some cues for sale, Phil?
Right? Cues for sale?
Yeah, you've got cues for sale.
I've always got cues for sale, Iceman. That's old news, that is.
You still got some cues here,
Yeah,
if anyone wants to buy anything.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, that's
Got
right.
our Snooker S.A cues here.
Yeah, beautiful. All right. What else we got? We got our public holiday event in a couple of weeks, which we can talk about next week. Other than that,
Well, the interesting one I wanted to talk to you about, Alex,
oh,
was the Greek player that
the World Pool Masters champion,
yeah,
Alex Kazavubu.
yeah,
Kazakis,
the guy that introduced the new Greek leg lock move
well, didn't he
and
give that job?
locked everyone down.
Fancy winning the final. I mean, you're playing Shane Van Boning, and he's probably thinking, I just got to play my best here just to stay up to this guy.
Yeah.
And he's gone in there. I haven't watched the final yet, and I'm looking forward to watching it because beating a player of Shane Van Boning's caliber, 9-0, is just outrageous.
Well, Iceman, the semi-final, he was a bit shaky in that semi-final, and we seen him against Justin, missing a relatively easy black, should have been 4-1 down, and getting a life, and I felt he was a touch lucky in the semis as well, and he's all of a sudden he's in the final, and then destroys the guy 9-0.
Yeah,
it's amazing, isn't
it? It is, and that'll be on YouTube somewhere if you want to go and watch that.
He plays his best matches in the final.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you think? Oh,
mate, all I'm saying, Alec, is I watched most of his matches, and the way he played in the final, and all that sort of told me was, you see, even like Justin missing an easy 9, and thinking, well, I can do that. No, I didn't even miss it. I can pot that. But these guys are so much better than what they are, and then that guy just lifted and played to a standard that he's well capable of playing.
Well, it's quite possible he may have been looking at the final while he was playing the semi-final, thinking, I'll beat this guy. I just got to get boning, like Van Boning, and thinking Van Boning. And when he got there, eventually, he was ready for it, and then 4-inch pockets made things a bit interesting, didn't they? Jeez.
Well, what I found interesting from just watching Alec was I felt that them players felt that smaller pocket.
Absolutely.
And that's probably why there was a bit of twitchiness out there. There was a bit of tension out there because they're now thinking these pockets are smaller.
Yeah.
And not used to it. But it makes for a better viewing, right?
Well,
when you see them guys sweating,
puts that pressure out there, doesn't it? Like,
yeah,
and as pool players, we understand like what's going on there, and they're making the pockets tighter. But the general public, they don't quite get it. They're watching on TV and they see them miss the ball, and they think, oh, they're buckets, but just that out of their comfort zone. It's only 1/4 of an inch, but boy, it makes a difference.
Even the 9 that Justin missed, he's looked at it 2 times.
Yeah.
You're thinking, why is he doing that?
Yeah.
Or was he thinking maybe these are a bit small, I've got to get it straight in the middle?
That's right. Yeah.
It's a regulation shot for Justin.
Well, they are the tougher shots going straight at the hole.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, the Greek boy gets it again. Come on, the Greek boys.
Oh, mate, they're just smashing us at everything, guys.
Nah.
It's not pull, 2-shot pull, it's now 9-ball.
Well,
you guys are dominating everything.
What about James? That maybe he's going to win the state snooker as well and get the Greeks over the line there. James Evreniadis.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about Stacey winning the 8-ball on the weekend. Maybe he's a snooker player now, Iceman.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm claiming him anyway.
Why wouldn't you?
No. But anyway, it's been another good week, Iceman.
Awesome, Phil. Good on you, mate.
See you.
No, right.
And hope we have some more good news for next week.
Absolutely.
All right.
See you guys.
See you, Iceman.